And now, the starting lineup for your Norwood Mustangs. Number 12, senior Will Gamble. Wearing number 11, junior J. Mario Corellis. Double 0, sophomore Joey Steves. Wearing number 1, junior Damari Daniels. And number 3, senior captain Jaden Ryan. Head coach for the Mustangs, Ms. Kristen McDonald, and head coach for the Dedham Marauders, Mr. Chris Fraioli. At this time, I would ask that you all please rise as we honor America and those who serve to protect her with the playing of our national anthem.
And hello and welcome to Norwood Community Media for tonight's big-time matchup between the Dedham Marauders and your Norwood Mustangs. I'm Josh Brogadier alongside the Doc Crowley. So nice to be with you once again.
Oh, what a pleasure to work with you once again, Josh. It should be a great night here on the Hill as we watch some boys varsity basketball. It should be a great matchup.
My first game doing it of this year. The Norwood Mustangs come into this game 4-1, 3-0 in the Tri-Valley League. Dedham is 3-4, yet to win a TVL game this season. The tip-off is going to start here. We have J. Mario Corellis is going to take the tip for the Mustangs, and for the Dedham Marauders with the tip is Larry Lyman.
It's a very historic game. Of course, the first game, Josh, of the Coach McDonald era. And there's a great buzz on the Hill as well. You see Joey Steves out there over to Damari Daniels. This team is an exciting mix of younger players and a lot of experience as well.
Daniels gets off to a great start. The ball fake up and under, 2-0 lead for the Mustangs to start here. And we'll expect them to run the ball tonight, Doc. That's what they're known for here. They have a lot of hustle and a lot of speed on this team.
Yeah, they do, and I think we'll see a good disciplined brand of basketball from a Coach McDonald team.
All right, so the ball out of bounds, and that's going to Dedham. Good quick hands, 30 seconds in, a 2-0 Mustangs lead. One other thing about McDonald basketball, as you say, the kids are buying into this process here as we see the inbound play. Stacking it up and hitting it to the wing over there. You'll see a lot of double teams, a lot of traps. That's characteristic of her type defense.
Yeah, there is a real buzz on the Hill, Josh. This is Will Gamble over to Joey Steves. There's a real buzz on the Hill, a lot of excitement. So, you know, it's pervasive here on the Hill. You know, we have a lot of great things going on, a lot of great sports, so it's an exciting time to be here on the Hill.
Three-pointer there by Matt Ryan for Dedham gives the Marauders their first lead of the game at 3-2. Then stepping out of bounds was Norwood. So Dedham ball early on, 3-2 lead here. Norwood looks to be picking up a press. They are in the man right now, trying to trap these Dedham kids and see if they can get that over the line. Press is broken by Dedham at half court. They're going to move the ball tonight. This Dedham team just 2 years removed from a TVL championship. And it's interesting, only their 3rd year in the league now. They won it their 1st year in the TVL. Norwood yet to win a TVL in their 2nd year now in this conference. And
we recognize a lot of familiar faces, a lot of very good, strong players from last year as well. So they have some depth for sure.
Inbounds play again for Dedham here in the early going. You're going to see a lot of defense. I'm predicting a very low-scoring game here tonight. Talking to Dedham's coach a little bit earlier, Chris Fraioli. For those of you who need the scouting report or want to see it, you're going to see some defense from Dedham tonight. He says that they don't have the scorers necessarily, can get a key shot when they need it, but in their 3 wins so far this season, he credits his defense with really turning that into points.
And that was Joey Steves bringing the ball up for the Mustangs. And, of course, he's only a sophomore.
Little soft touch on the fall away there by Will Gamble. 2 points for Norwood. They take a 4-3 lead.
And Will Gamble, of course, one of the great senior leaders for the Mustangs. Joey Steves at the top of the key defending.
One of the lefties on the team. A little intensity there, taking that straight in. That was Joseph Powers looking right into Jay Mario, going up strong and making the shot there for Dedham. First substitution of the game about to happen for Norwood. We're going to see Jack Kelly coming in the game here, a senior forward.
And that was Will Gamble on the shot. Joey Steves is battling underneath.
All right, Dedham bringing up the ball. This time the press is off. They're taking their time getting up. The very narrow margin here to start this first quarter of basketball. By the way, we should point out, as you can all see on your screen, this is a packed house here tonight. They talk about packing the barn. The barn is packed here, ladies and gentlemen, and if we pan over at some point and see the other side, you will see the student section is large. And speaking of large, that's Jay Mario with a nice block. Tried to get it on the other end. The layup does not go for Damari Daniels. Rebound to Dedham. 5-4 in the early going.
And as you said, Josh, with Damari Daniels, they can play the fast break game as well, really well.
Gliding to the hoop there, number 5, another basket for Joseph Powers. He has 4 points for Dedham, who now has a 3-point lead.
So Joey Steves over Damari.
Blocking foul on that one was called. That's the first foul of the game, and that's called on Powers. Foul trouble? Listen, I'll tell you right now, you talk about tough defense. There is a very narrow margin between tough defense and picking up fouls. That's something the Mustangs and the Marauders will have to be aware of tonight.
Absolutely. And that was on number 15, Jack Kelly checking in. Number 3, Jaden Ryan checks out for the Mustangs. Over to Will Gamble, trying to work it inside, back out to Damari.
Damari's 3 is no good, rebounded by Dedham. Team not looking to push right now in this early going. As of right now, just a half-court set, looking for the open shot.
And that was Joey Steves playing some good defense near the top of the key. He's wearing number 00 tonight.
Should point out, if those of you don't know this, and most of you do, that Doc is a fantastic teacher here at the Norwood High School. You have a few of these students in class,
Thank you,
correct?
Josh. I do. I'm very fortunate to have quite a few of these students here. A lot of these players, Josh, either I coached them in Little League or I coached against them in Little League. Maybe coached them here at the high school as well. And as you said, I've had most of these students in class. And they are fantastic student athletes as well. And many multi-sport athletes out there today as well.
All right, Ryan, the 6'3" senior at the line there. Makes one, misses one, but the rebound goes back to Dedham. That makes coach's blood boil when you can't get that second. No box out happens, and a 3-point attempt. High off the glass, Jay Mario, boy, can he get up. Hands way over that rim for that rebound.
And that's number 4, Stephen Reen, of course, out there for the Mustangs. Another one of their great senior leaders.
Yep, Captain Reen on that pass. Carry called on Jay Mario. Substitution happening here. We're going to see for the first time in the game for Norwood will be Eustace Leach coming in. He's a junior forward for the Mustangs. He'll check in at some point. I get the feeling he's coming in for Jay Mario after that carry, but we'll see if that is true. Dedham kicks the ball out. Number 5, you're going to see a lot of him tonight. That's Joseph Powers off the dribble, and an open shot for 3. Another dagger. That by Matthew Ryan, who now has 7 points to lead all scorers. Dedham off to 11-4 lead. McDonald needs a timeout here. Coach McDonald calling one. Team is down by 7, 3:39 to go here in the first. Doc, what we are seeing right now is one team executing on their passes and their shots, and the other one is not.
That's correct. And, also the Marauders are taking good shots as well. Some strategic patience on their end. Mustangs are playing good defense. It'll be interesting to watch.
As we just saw that replay of that three-point shot, the second one of the quarter made by Matt Ryan. He, of course, one of the Dedham shooters, can play inside, can play outside, a bigger kid. But these days, with the way the game has changed, and I'll say this across the board, whether it is the youth level, the high school, college, or even the pro level, the big kids can shoot.
They can.
And you need to respect that outside shot, even from some of the taller kids on the team, as we just saw right there. That clearly happening from Ryan on that shot.
Yeah. We also want to give a shout out to the cheer team as well, doing a great job here with the timeouts. The Norwood Mustang varsity cheer squad doing a great job as always for all the sports. You can see Coach McDonald there giving some good counsel to the players.
Drawing up her next play, and hopefully nobody gets a dry erase marker on their hand as she brings them all together. I kid, of course. This team is all about playing together, and we're going to see that here. 11-4, J. Mario stays on the court here. Inbound play going to come from Jack Kelly for Norwood.
So it goes to Stephen Reen. Nice to see, as you said, number 32, Eustace Leach out there, the junior. He's over on the right-hand side. Mari Daniels.
And the defense right now for Dedham is a 1-3-1. They're trying to play a little zone here to force Norwood to get some scoring, and that's exactly what happened. A nice shot. That one's buried by Jack Kelly.
Again, Jack Kelly, one of the great senior leaders, a guard on this squad. Good
Kelly gets a 3 for that one. That looked like a 2 to me, actually, but a quick transition basket. That one made by Kevin King, one of the senior guards there for Dedham.
Eustace Leach defending for the Mustangs.
Score back to 13-7, a 6-point lead so far for Dedham in the early going. Another outside shot. That's something Dedham is going to give away today. They don't mind giving those shots away. That one just taken by Leach there if they have to. King. And a hand not put up on defense there. Unfortunately by Leach, he kind of looked away and the layup was made. It's now 15-7, Dedham with the early lead.
And it looks like we're going to have number 23, Aiden Pryor, getting ready to check in for the Mustangs. Damari Daniels driving, goes to the right hand.
Tried to reverse on the very first play of the game from the other side, was successful. That one hit the bottom of the rim. No, excuse me, bottom of the backboard. No good on that one. All right, Dedham pulls out. They're setting up the play. You might notice here that Norwood is actually in man-to-man defense as opposed to a zone. That looked like pretty good defense there, but I do believe there was a foul called. Yes, that's going to be a shooting foul here. So number 5 to the line here is going to be Joseph Powers. Powers with 4 points so far. He is a senior guard, 6'1".
Eustace Leach is first.
Missed the first free throw. Again, that foul on Eustace Leach, his first foul of the game so far.
So number 3, Jaden Ryan, and number 23, Aiden Pryor, check in for the Mustangs. They'll be out there with Damari Daniels, Stephen Reen, and Eustace Leach.
Powers missed the first one. Dedham missed the second one last time, got their own rebound, but that's a good box out. Right there in position
Jaden Ryan
for the Mustangs is Aiden Pryor. Trying to push his Norwood, and another.
Nice job by Jaden Ryan going to the right hand there under the hoop, Josh.
There you go. That's that same over-under move we saw by Damari Daniels. Use either side and a nice pressure defense. Forces Powers into a pass, but nobody playing defense on that 3. Very fortunate that that shot was missed that time by Matt Ryan. Norwood looking to push. Stephen Reen trying to find an open man. Going to call a travel there. Kind of got stuck a little bit on that pass is what it looked like to me.
Yeah, sometimes those feet get a little tangled up. Nice to see number 23, Aiden Pryor, out there. He's banging under the hoop. Of course, one of the football stars for the Mustangs. Had a great Turkey Day game against these Marauders.
The victorious Turkey Day game against the Marauders.
Yes.
Exactly what you were looking at there. Team showed a lot of improvement this year. Eyes off the ball there from that pass. Tried a quick pass there. Chris Schmidt throwing it across to Matt Ryan. It goes off his hands. Dedham hasn't had many turnovers, and now they do set up the press, trying to get this ball across as Reen looks in the center, finds Gamble. Gamble looks for the open man, swings it over to Ryan. Ryan back out to Gamble for 3 from the top of the key, and it rattles in. You'll take it any way you make it, Doc.
Absolutely.
That's a 3-pointer. 15-12, Mustangs on the run here, and now cutting back on that lead.
And another hallmark of a disciplined team, you know, being able to move the ball around well, finding that open shot as they did for Will Gamble.
Another open man, but the drive is in there right now. And the outside 3 from Dedham, the open man. That is a nice shot from Ryan Kelleher. Ryan Kelleher, a junior guard, gives Dedham a 6-point lead at 18-12. We're not talking overtures here. We're talking basketball tonight.
And of course, you know, they're not going to make those shots forever. Coach McDonald knows that. They're playing tight defense.
We got 30 seconds left, 13 on the shot clock. Foul called, offensive foul. A push was called, and I believe that call went against Ream, but it may have gone against Aiden Pryor. Hard to see who. Actually, it was against Aiden Pryor. That's him picking up that foul there. All right, so now you've got 28 seconds left. The shot clock is off. Dedham can hold for one, trying to look to expand their 6-point lead. A successful first quarter so far for Dedham. Norwood trying not to give up any points, and in fact trying to get some of their own if they can. Quick hands wide open, looking for it is Matt Ryan. It rattles out, and that ball looked like it was. The ball is off Dedham. Norwood ball, 11.7 seconds to go.
Yeah, Jaden Ryan and Joey Steves playing some good defense on that last shot. This is Damari Daniels bringing it up.
Damari's got it, looking for a pass. They have to hurry a little bit here. 6 seconds to go. Ryan open man is Steves. He'll have to shoot it, and a foul is called with 2.3 seconds to go. Number 5 doesn't like that, Joseph Powers. He says, I didn't hit him. I did not hit him. All you are is a zebra. No, he didn't say any of that stuff. That's me ad-libbing to what he said to him. What he did say was, I didn't foul him. Nevertheless, the foul was called, and Joey Steves, the sophomore, goes to the line shooting 2. Misses his first. Just heard somebody from the stand say, Joey, take your time, and that is absolutely true. Lefty at the line here. Misses them both. Rebound to Dedham, and it looks like this is going to be the expiration of the half. Coot Costley misses there, but the final for this quarter anyway, 18-12, Dedham with the lead. Doc, what do you see so far this quarter,
Well, I think
both in improvement and what you think that Norwood did well?
I think I see a well-orchestrated game plan. I see a Coach McDonald game plan. They're going to give you those outside shots. They're not going to let you drive the lane. They're going to make you be perfect, and they realize before too long some of those shots are not going to start falling, and I think you're going to see the Stangs get more into this game as we go through the game.
All right, an understated storyline right here is that Joe Powers just got his second foul at the end of the first quarter. So Dedham has to be thinking a little bit about that. He's an aggressive defender. So far, he has 4 points for the team. Something to keep in mind, Matt Ryan had made a couple of threes for Dedham, then he missed a couple. He has 7 points to lead all scorers. 18-12 right now after one. Coach McDonald not just drawing up plays here, but also trying to make sure that her team knows that they have plenty of time in this game. They can relax. They can do what they know how to do, which has gotten them off to this 4-1 start on the season successful. I'm just going to tick off a couple of these scores here before we get started. Wins over Dover Sherborne, the defending D3 state champs, over Holliston, Walpole, and Ashland, and a 1-point loss to Canton, who, by the way, they get again, despite not being a TVL team. I asked Coach McDonald about that before the game. She said, listen, the schedule was made. It's a local team right next to us. We'll take them on a second time.
Yeah, that's an impressive record against, as you said, a lot of good teams. So we have Jaden Ryan is out there along with Damari Daniels, Joey Steves, Jay Mario, and Will Gamble as we start the second quarter.
Coach Fraioli elects to stay with Powers in the game, but that's a shot made by Kevin King. Expands the lead to 20-12.
And again, they've been making them. You know, they've been picking the right shots. The Marauders have, and they've been making them. So Joey Steves, the sophomore.
And Fraioli has his kids in this zone. He talked about defense to me. It's hard to go through that defensive zone. That's exactly what Ryan tried to do there unsuccessfully. You're really looking for your open shot if you can get it. That's a travel that was not called. But the rebound by Jay Mario, nonetheless. Damari looking to push right now. Steves was open. He was looking for the pass. A little bit of a forced shot there, and a foul going the other way. That one's going to be called on Jay Mario for reaching over the back there. His first foul of the game.
And you can see clearly Jay Mario is attracting a crowd under the hoop. So that's absolutely part of the Marauders' game plan.
All right, Dedham taking their time, bringing the ball up here. That's an 8-point lead. We'll see what defense Norwood gets in here. Yeah, Norwood is playing a man. They are decided that they are going to allow them to beat them to the hoop if they can. In that case, beat to the hoop, layup was missed. Gamble may want a shot here. Nice drive through the lane with his left hand, doesn't get it. Jay Mario, hands on the ball, couldn't grab it, and then they move back. Powers looking to push here for Dedham. Drops it off for King. King with a nifty cross dribble. He goes for three. That's off. Almost got his own rebound. Did not. Damari was there, but it's back to King. King on the inside. A player whose name I have not called yet was Larry Lyman, the center, since the opening tip. So Ryan looking to push. And Norwich just got to get comfortable in the half-court set here, Doc. That's something I have not seen yet so far.
They absolutely do. They've been playing some nice team defense, as you just saw. They're moving with the ball.
Jay Mario looking from the outside, takes and makes a 2-point shot just in front of the line for him. Those are his first points of the game. The score is now 20-14.
And it looks like we'll have number 33, Connor Sheehan, getting set to check in.
You see Sheehan for the first time.
Yes.
Number 33. A swing pass from Dedham looking to follow that open court. Fell on the line, and they call him out of bounds. No foul, just aggressive defense by Joey Steves, the sophomore. So it's Norwood ball. We're at 5:41 here to go.
It looks like we'll have Sam Tomasello checking in as well. He wears number 14 for the Stangs.
Another senior forward.
Jaden Ryan checks out.
Give some of their guys a little break here. The full press is on here. Full court press by Dedham, looking to get a turnover if they can. Tomasello with the zone. Daniels beats that. Bit of a wild pass there by Daniels, a little out of control, and the ball is out of bounds and goes over to the Marauders. I like the effort, I like the energy. A little of the control is missing right now in terms of the way their flow of their game is, their offensive game so far.
Yeah, I would have to agree.
One thing I also have seen quite a bit of, and this may be to try to get it right, given there's a 6-point deficit, is McDonald's really making a lot of substitutions. We're going to see another one here as she puts Captain Stephen Reen back in.
And I like that look because they have had some foul trouble already this season. They had a game where they lost. Jay Mario fouled out in the fourth quarter. So I think the coach is aware of that.
Yep. Keep him fresh. That foul was on Steves, by the way. Dedham getting the ball outside. 5 Norwood fouls so far. Force a turnover. Seen those a few times now. Really didn't see those to start the game, but now in the last 5, 6, 7 minutes, we are seeing some of those when Dedham is on their offensive set. Again, a full court press. This time you have Reen trying to break it rather than Tomasello. Makes a bit of a dangerous pass, but it is taken by Steves. Tomasello there. Now they'll set up the offense. And passing it right through the zone. That ball was kicked. Turnover, and it's going to be Norwood ball.
And of course, that is how to defeat the press, is good team passing, correct? So you can see the Stangs beginning to do that.
All right, she'll set up an out-of-bounds play here. Don't have the big man in. He's getting a break on the bench, looking for an open shot. Nice defense there by number 21 for Dedham, Chris Schmidt. And a good shot in the lane that does not fall. Nonetheless, a good attempt there by Connor Sheehan. Ball is out of the bounds to Norwood again, and they will get a new shot clock here.
Connor Sheehan, of course, one of the heroes from the Turkey Day game. So, and along with Aiden Pryor as well. Great to see him out there playing some good basketball.
Norwood swings the ball across. That's Gamble looking for the open man. He'll take that three. It does not go in. High over the glass is Kevin King. Came up a little gimpy on that ankle. To watch that through the game, but he looks like he's okay for Dedham. Powers running the show here right now for the Marauders. Looking to build on their 6-point lead, which is where it was at the end of the first quarter. Swing pass over to King. Norwood right now is playing aggressive defense, and in fact, that may have been exactly what forced that turnover. Their teammates love it on the bench. You can see a round of applause What you didn't see right there at that quick moment was a turnover, which could have been a foul, called a travel. Nonetheless, Norwood has the ball, trying to break the press. Reen to Tomasello, looks up all the way open is Gamble. He's going to force this issue off the backboard, and a beautiful shot by J. Mario Corellis. That's how it gets done.
Yeah, nice job by the Mustangs. You can see what the game plan is. They're starting to give a few different looks, particularly in the paint, and it looks like it's confusing the Marauders, certainly making them think, down to a 4-point game.
Marauders looking at Powers with a jump three from the outside, doesn't go. Foul called on the inside. Looks like that foul is also going to be on Norwood, and a pushing foul is called. That's going to be on number 12, Gamble, his first foul.
Foul is called on Will Gamble.
So the Marauders retain the ball, looking to inbound.
Now 6 fouls on Norwood. The next one will be a 1-and-1 as we're at 3:53 to go here in the first half. If you're just joining us, thanks for being here. This is Dedham and Norwood, and before I tell you what we're doing here, you're going to watch this play. Oh, what a shot by Will Gamble. Falling out of bounds, the up and under, 2 points for him, cuts it to a 2-point lead.
Wow. Fantastic. Look at the effort from number 12. He's had a great game defensively as well.
So if you are just joining us, we now have a 2-point game. Maybe I should keep saying that. We almost get a steal each time, Doc. That's exactly what you need. Josh Brigadier here, along with the Doc Crowley. Norwood pressing right here, getting it up. Tomasello, another up and under, and it's timeout time for Coach Frioli in Dedham. This ball game is tied at 20. 3:13 to go in the half. Norwood all the way back on a 6-0 run, make it an 8-0 run.
Yeah, you can see the Mustangs are finding their stride. They're starting to find the open shot now, which is fantastic. Sam Tomasello, they're doing a great job getting that layup in there. Nice pass as well. You knew it was just a matter of time before some of these shots started falling for the Mustangs, Josh.
It is, and so Kristen's not going to stop over there. She's designing a play for her team, but we want to point out, of course, the cheerleading team is out here right now. And look at that crowd. That is a packed sideline. Of course, this is a rivalry game here. We understand what's going on. This is Dedham coming up the road, up 1A, up 1, whichever your path is to get here to watch it. There's a nice shot of the crowd. Great support. They're packing the barn here. They're excited about their Mustangs. 4-1 to start the season. This team only had, I believe it was 5 wins all of last year. This is a considerable change here. Last year, tough year. Coach J.J. Oliver out, Coach Kristen McDonald in. For those of you who don't know who are watching, and many of you do, she is a guidance counselor here at the high school, also an anchor for us at Norwood Community Media. A lot of different hats she wears. AAU coach, and really doing a great job so far in her first season here coaching the Norwood boys. Dedham brings the ball up here now. 3:07 to go, Doc, in a tie game.
Yep, should be fun to watch the rest of the way. I expect the same tight D from the Mustangs. Had an excellent second quarter, playing some good team defense. Trying to keep them out of the paint. They played very good defense in the paint.
That shot is missed by number 20, Dagan Darnell. Norwood looking to have their first lead since the early going of this game. J. Mario pushed off the block and still gets the shot. A nice control play by him.
Yeah, that's J. Mario, very agile, big man. Excellent two-way player. Looks like we have Damari Daniels is going to check back in as well. And next time we have a stop.
6 points for Corellis so far. Guy we heard from the entire first quarter who has been quiet in the second quarter on the pass over there earlier was Matt Ryan, but that was a nice floater and a great shot by King.
A nice feed inside to J. Mario from Joey Steves, won't go. Joey Steves has had an excellent second quarter as well, Josh. Very good defense.
Pull-up pop by Powers is no good, off Gamble's hand. King wants another one, taking it in. A teardrop over J. Mario is an air ball. However, rebounded inside by the center, Larry Lyman, and Norwood gets it back. 1:45 to go, 22-22 in this game right now. And if you're just joining us again, just to remind you, 20-12 was the Dedham lead, shaved completely, and now once again tied at 22. There's Sam Tomasello with the right hand. Foul and one does not go. He'll go to the line for 2.
Of course, Sam Tomasello stepped in and has had a great second quarter for the Mustangs. A lot of skill in this team. Their big men are very agile as well. This is Sam Tomasello.
Makes his free throw. Tomasello gives the Mustangs the lead 23-22. Those are his first points of the game. Really using her bench up here. She realizes it's 1:30 to go. Maybe some of these guys rest for the rest of the quarter, or perhaps they'll sub back in when there's an offensive possession.
Sam Tomasello gets the second shot as well. Excellent multi-sport athlete. Excellent student as well.
All right, 24-22 right now, Doc. And if you're Dedham and you've been holding for one shot, as they've been doing quite a bit, you're trying to slow the pace of play down. That was an example with a bit of an out-of-control dribble by Joseph Powers over there. And so now Norwood potentially has 2 more possessions to try to get points here before we're done with the half.
Yeah, I think the Marauders need to go to more of the outside shooting that they did so well in the first quarter. There's been nothing in the paint for them here in the second quarter.
I'll tell you one thing I've noticed is some zone has helped with the lack of ball movement from the Marauders. Notice Norwood has figured out how to lose their man, and there's a shot and the foul. Damari Daniels with the left hand. We saw him do that to start the game. Does it once again. He had 2 points to start the game. He has 2 points here, and he goes to the line shooting 1 for the Mustangs.
Will Gamble with those surgical passes, Josh. Another one to Damari Daniels. Will Gamble having a great game. So Damari Daniels at the line for the Mustangs. Sam comes out. Jim Mario comes out. Damari Daniels.
And Daniels with the conventional 3-point play to give the Mustangs the 5-point lead. He has 5 points in the game. We've got exactly 1 minute to go in the half. Dedham again, not in a rush, looking for a shot, looking to make sure that they keep this ball slowed down. Larry Lyman with the ball, looks for King, who's been good in the first half, but Daniels sticks him up. An out-of-control pass once again, and a push here by the Mustangs with 45 seconds.
Does Jaden Ryan bring the ball up for the Stangs?
Now everybody's running. That was a interesting play. I saw 2 fouls on that play, and we'll see what the call is. So a charge is called. He also was fouled as he was shooting, but I believe the charge happened first, and so that is going to be an offensive foul called on Powers. That is his 3rd of the game. Something else we really need to watch here.
Yeah, it looks like that was Joey Steves reaching over the back as well. So Damari Daniels will bring it up to Joey Steves. Just about 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Yeah, differential of about 5 seconds. It'll be interesting seeing if Coach McDonald wants a quick shot. Well, looks like a tipped play by 3. Is the ball off Dedham, or did it go off Dedham? We're going to watch this again. That was the nice defense we saw earlier. But that play just then, we're wondering if it went off Dedham and back off Norwood, and it looks like it went off Dedham. Okay, so Norwood will get the ball here. 27 seconds to go. With the change of possession, the clock is now off. So they can hold for 1 here. It'll be interesting to see if that's what they do. Steves looks to kick around, finds Gamble. Gamble right now, top of the key, looks for Daniels. Also Connor Sheehan in the game. Clearly holding for 1 shot is Damari. They are looking for their shot. Steves takes it inside. No foul called. Looks like the ball is going to Norwood. Okay, tough to see what that call was there. We're a little blocked from that play. 5-point lead with 7 seconds to go here. Inside. Steves is going to have to hurry. He has 2, 3 seconds, and swish. How do you end a half? Just like you drew it up. A 2-point shot for Joey Steves, his first points of the game. 29-22. Your Norwood Mustangs lead at the half. Doc, I have to tell you, let's get a replay of this. Steve's almost falling down, foot in front of the line, and he makes a nice left-handed 2-point shot to give the Norwood Mustangs a 7-point lead.
Yeah, this has been really great team basketball, particularly in the second quarter, Josh. We saw them the Mustangs improved their ability to move the ball around. They tightened up in the paint. That certainly had an effect on the Marauders. A lot of surgical passing, and as you saw there, Joey Steves thinking before he shot, making sure that he had everything in place and drains it to end the first half. What a great first half for the Mustangs. But I wanted to go back to, you had mentioned earlier, when we look around here, Josh, the buzz. There is a pervasive buzz here at the school on the hill. It's not just through basketball. We saw it, with the Turkey Day win with Thanksgiving. It's a pervasive buzz across the school, and it's really exciting to see. Have some big events coming up tomorrow night, of course. The faculty members in the school as a whole, we've been getting ready for the 8th grade open house night, which is tomorrow night. So we are so excited to welcome next year's freshman class. And that'll be tomorrow night, which is, of course, January 8th. It'll be from 6 to 8 here on the hill. But there are so many great things going on. It's just a great time to be here, Josh. A lot of good things going on. Sports, all the excellent things going on in the classes. So we're really excited.
I should point out also that we could actually turn around and talk to them, I think. You ready to go look up? Let's go look up here. Be right on camera. If you turn around, we'll say hi to all of our viewers at home. And also want to point out, of course, Coach Lepley's team, the girls basketball team, off to a terrific start as well. They're doing a great job as well here on this court and on the road. Speaking of the road, this is the 4th straight home game for Norwood. They now go on the road after this one for 6 consecutive games. That's going to be a challenge for her team, Kristen's team, as she goes on the road.
Right, yeah, I could see for sure. But, if they keep doing what they've been doing, they're a really disciplined team, moving the ball around, making all those famous Coach McDonald adjustments. I think they'll be just fine.
Most people know the story, Kristen McDonald's story. It is worth repeating that she's going from a state champion, 4-time state champion, the Braintree girls team, coming here to the Norwood boys team, wanted a new challenge,
right.
Wanted something a little bit different, and so far the results are where she, I think, would hope that. No coach thinks that they're where they need to be after 5 games,
right.
But a 4-1 start is a good one.
So, Josh, I've had the good fortune to work with Kristen McDonald for 16 years. One of the things I can tell you is she is a master motivator. She's Bill Belichick-like in her thinking, in her schemes. She knows the game of basketball so well. She is just, what she loves about this, I know for a fact, because I've had this conversation with her, is the challenge of growing the program. She wants to have her fingerprints on that. She's excited for the students. She is the master motivator. She's the master designer. She's going to make it happen.
What are the takeaways? And if you haven't read the article by Shira Springer on ESPNW, excellent article. Interviewed her, some of her former players, some of her current players now, and someone she had when she was coaching little kids in Braintree pointed out the Band-Aid chart. What does that mean? However many loose balls you go diving for, you get Band-Aids. That goes next to your name on a chart. Talk about a motivator. Yeah. There it is right there.
Yeah, I love it. She's one of the things that you can count on Kristen to do is she is going to bring out the best in every single player. You can already see the influence on this team. Last year, Jay Mario was the big man. He was always under the hoop. This year, he's moving around. They're using his entire skill set. The passing this year is so much better compared to last year. Those surgical passes, you can see she's already doing it. The mark of a good team, the mark of good coaching is, does every player know what they need to do when the ball ends up in their hands? Just watch them.
There you go. Let's spin around so they can get some other shots. There's some kids playing ball on the court right now. And I want to just tell you a couple of the scoring leaders for the first half for the Mustangs. First of all, your scoring leader, 7 points for Will Gamble, 6 for J. Mario Corellis. Damari Daniels has 5. 3 points for Jack Kelly, 2 each, Joey Steves, Jaden Ryan, and Sam Tomasello. Doc, that tells me balanced scoring.
Absolutely, yeah. And I want to bring something really special to our viewers' attention now, Josh. If they look at their screen, what you see on the screen is something very special that happened today, actually, in my class. So one of the great traditions at Norwood High School is these great young people, they go to the school on the hill, they graduate, they go out into the world, and they're doing great things, and we're all so proud of them. Our community is so proud of them. That picture today is from my honors engineering class. And what you see on the right-hand side there is Norwood High School 2018 alum. That is United States Air Force Airman Bill Tomasello, who played a lot of basketball here in the town of Norwood. Super young man. He enlisted. He is active duty in the United States Air Force. And continuing the tradition, he, along with his sergeant, came into my honors engineering class today to talk to our current students about what life is like in the United States Air Force. And Airman Tomasello was fantastic, as was his sergeant. The students asked a lot of great questions. You know, one of the things that we try to do from a guidance perspective, working very closely with Kristen, is we try to make the students available of all their options. So we really enjoyed having Airman Bill Tomasello here. Bill, we're so proud of you. You're doing a great job. Thank you for representing your school and your community so well. He's serving this country, Josh.
Sam Tomasello's older brother?
That is correct. Yes.
See the family resemblance in that picture as well.
Absolutely.
Very good.
So, very proud of him. Keep up the great work. Thanks for your service.
All right. And before we take a quick break from our commentary here, just want to point out the Dedham scoring leaders for the half. We really, unlike Norwood, where we talked about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 scorers, Dedham just had 4 put the ball in the basket. Kevin King with 8 points, Matt Ryan with 7, Joseph Powers 4, and Ryan Kelleher 3. A little bit of a different style of these teams we've seen so far. Norwood with that 7-point lead right now. One other thing we want to point out before we take this quick break is Norwood's upcoming schedule. For those of you who want to travel on the road, as we talked about, they're going to go on the road. 6 straight games at Westwood High School this Friday, followed by Canton for a second time this season. Tough game. Hopkinton, Millis, and Medfield will be the teams they're going to be playing next. As we pan across the crowd, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back with you in a little while for the second half.
Hi, I'm Chief Bill Brooks of the Norwood Police Department. The men and women of the Norwood PD are committed to protecting you and to providing you with top quality service. We're busy. Norwood is a nice town, but in any given 24-hour cycle, we handle anywhere from 65 to 90 radio calls and officer-initiated events. We patrol the town's 10 square miles, including over 100 miles of roadways. Our traffic enforcement focuses on places where crashes have occurred, neighborhoods where residents have reported chronic violations, and offenses that impact crashes like speed, texting, running stop signs and red lights, and failing to yield to pedestrians. When we're not tied up on calls, we work hard to build relationships with members of the community. So you'll see our officers out walking footbeats, checking in with merchants, and stopping at sporting events to chat with kids. We believe that every resident should know, or at least feel like they know, a member of our department. So if you see us, stop and say hello. We'd love to chat with you. On behalf of the men and women of the Norwood Police Department, it's our pleasure to serve you.
The Norwood Senior Center's mission is to identify the needs and promote services for older adults. The center is open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and during the summer they remain open until 8 p.m. on Tuesday evenings. To contact them, call 781-762-1201 or visit www.norwoodma.gov.
The Norwood Circle of Hope Foundation was established in 1998 in memory of Michelle Kennedy, a young Norwood resident who suffered with leukemia. During Michelle's battle, the entire Norwood community, many of whom did not know Michelle, joined together to support her in her time of need, and it is in that spirit the Norwood Circle of Hope Foundation continues. The mission of the foundation is to provide assistance to Norwood residents who are in need due to a catastrophic medical occurrence. The Circle of Hope Foundation aims to alleviate the stress of everyday expenses for Norwood families during their time of need. Over the years, their assistance has covered housing expenses, utilities, food, and various medical expenses. The Circle of Hope relies on referrals and direct requests to find those in need. If you know of a Norwood resident who needs assistance, or if you are a resident who needs some yourself, please call the Norwood Circle of Hope at 781-762-3549 or write to the Norwood Circle of Hope Foundation, P.O. Box 421, Norwood, Massachusetts 02062. To learn more about the Circle of Hope or to get involved, visit norwoodcoh.org.
And I believe we're back, Josh.
All right, welcome to the second half here. 29-22, Norwood leads. Josh Brogadier here along with Doc Crowley. Dedham Marauders came up the road here, had a good start in the first quarter. Second quarter, Norwood came back, erased a 20-12 lead, and now ahead 29-22. Not the possession they wanted probably to start the half, though. Turnover for Norwood, and Dedham takes the ball.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see some adjustments here as well after the half, Josh. It's going to be interesting to see if the Marauders bring out any wrinkles. They struggled certainly in the second quarter. They need to get their offensive game back on track.
All right, Norwood's going to start in a tight man-to-man defense. That worked pretty well for them in the first quarter. They abandoned it, went to a zone. High up for the shot is Kevin King. Leads all scorers. That's his 10th point.
Yeah, he's had ice in his veins tonight. He's been a great player for the Marauders.
Swing pass across. Jaden misses the shot, but a rebound. Damari Daniels, a gutty rebound for one of the smaller players inside, misses that shot. Dedham looking to push here. King all the way up the court. Shot was blocked. Dagan Darnell tried to get it. Norwood looking to push here. Jaden didn't get it on the first one. He gets it on the next one. 2 points for Ryan, 31-24.
We're starting to see a little bit of the speed game, Josh.
And I would say in terms of that speed game, that does appear to be something that Norwood can do. Having seen them in the first half, forcing them into a wild shot like that is what they always want. The bench wanted an over-the-back foul, and that certainly would have been one there. Was not called, and a blocking foul is called there on number 33. Call should be on Matt Ryan. I believe that's his second foul of the game. To the line, J. Mario Corrella shooting 2.
That foul was called on number 33, Matt Ryan.
J. Marius, of course, J. Mario had a great, particularly second quarter.
Long on the first free throw for him. This is his first time at the line tonight. And you mentioned a little bit earlier, Doc, about how the offensive positioning has changed, the mentality has changed. A lot of times it was dump it into J. Mario under the basket where he'd get fouled a lot last year, but he would also do a lot of fouling. And that's a tricky thing for him as he makes the second shot. Norwood now with an 8-point lead, 32-24.
Yeah, I think it's part of that offensive balance. You know, we've seen Will Gamble has had a big year to help out. Also, Joey Steves has done a really good job of.
Big block there by Corellis. After he missed the first one, he went for the second one. Dedham with the ball and a teardrop shot inside. That one goes for number 20, Dagan Darnell, his first points.
And you can see the Marauders starting to have some success working the ball down low, Josh.
And speaking of down low, there's Corellis making a shot, maybe bumped, no foul called. He'll take those 2 points, as will Coach McDonald. Norwood settling in, an 8-point lead here for them. Dedham swinging the ball, which is something that they're going to have to do to find an open shot like they just did. Now, that shot didn't go in, but when they're swinging the ball, they're at least getting an open look. They did not get many open looks in the second quarter as Norwood's defense stepped up. Daniels wants it and passes it. Gamble for 3. That is good from the corner for Will Gamble.
Yeah, he's having quite a night on number 12, Will Gamble, on both sides of the ball. But what we just saw underneath the Stangs hoop is an example of when the Mustangs are at their best. You know, Big J. Mario had some help from Damari Daniels under the hoop as well. It wasn't just J. Mario.
Now in the third quarter, the first double-digit lead for the Mustangs for the game. They're up 37-26. Daniels has the ball. Looking to swing it around. It's very clear to me that Jaden likes to cut in. In that case, could not find anyone to get the ball. Tried to pass it inside to J. Mario. Powers leaning in. J. Mario the rebound. Daniels looking to push, throws a football pass. Not exactly the Turkey Day connection he was looking for on January 7th. Turnover for Norwood, too far for Gamble.
And you can see the Stangs getting a lot more confidence in their ability to move the ball around as J. Mario checks out.
He's been scrapping the first few minutes of this half. Good break for him as Gamble gets back on defense over in the corner. Norwood staying with their man-to-man defense. Some of the principles of man-to-man defense we teach our kids when they're in third, fourth, fifth grades, where they're required to play it, and there's a reason for it. You can play man defense, you can play zone defense.
And of course, number 23, Aiden Pryor, has checked back in for the Mustangs. So this is number 33, Matthew Ryan.
Ryan missed the first. He was shooting 2. Lead stays at 11. So that foul was actually on Aiden Pryor, not on Connor Sheehan, as we see Joey Steves check out of the game. Stephen Reen, one of the captains. By the way, the captains of this team, Jack Kelly, Stephen Reen, Jaden Ryan, a great trio. Do you agree? Good leaders. As we see, Ryan misses the second. An empty trip for him. He's 1 for 4 now at the line. Reen comes in for offense, misses the shot from 3. Gamble looking to create for himself. Misses his shot, follows it, rebound goes to Dedham. I'll tell you, talk about Band-Aids. If Jaden Ryan might be the Band-Aid leader as he goes flying into the screen there. But that shot is made by Kevin King. His 11th and 12th points to lead all scorers, and a timeout for the Mustangs with their 9-point lead.
Yeah, there's no doubt. You can see a lot of good effort out there on both sides of the ball. Another thing that's important to point out too, Josh, is, you know, these captains.
As we see the King replay, and as I talked about, Aiden Ryan going right into the screen. Continue, Doc,
Yeah,
please.
King has had a fantastic game. Kudos to him. Excellent shooter. He drives the lane really well. Good speed. He's just been a force offensively. But another thing that a lot of people at home don't see is a lot of these student athletes as well, Josh, are what we call Mustang mentors. So Mustang mentors are students who have been recognized for their leadership around the campus. And whenever we have special events, the Mustang mentors are like our front people. So, for example, tomorrow night, the Mustang mentors that many of these basketball players are, they'll also be welcoming the 8th grade students. So we also want to give Nora a shout out. We understand that she's watching the game today. So a shout out to you, Nora. Hope you're watching all the action here from the school on the hill.
All right, we're going to begin. Thank you, Nora, for watching. We appreciate that. 4:28 to go here in the third quarter. This is the time where my coach always used to say the first 5 minutes of the second half are the most important part of the game. If you can get yourself in the right place at that time, and you can control the other team's attack and keep yours going, you can win the game and set the tone for the entire second half. Dedham comes out in a full court press. It's easily broken by Stephen Reen with a nice pass to Jay Mario. Looks, Gamble trying a 3, that lefty up and over and out of bounds. But a 9-point lead. Right now, this is the time that Coach McDonald is saying, guys, just hold this lead, you know? 9-point game, fine, whatever it is, do not let them creep in. You know Dedham's going to make a run, so Norwood can't stop scoring. At the same time, very important part of the game right here with about 4 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, essentially continue to play that good Mustang team defense. You saw Joey Steves, number 00, battling there.
Joey Steves looking to pick his pocket, and in fact did, but his foot touched the ball, which is a turnover. In that case, it actually stays with Dedham, so they couldn't run with that ball. Little light pressure here as Powers has the ball, trying to set something up for Dedham, trying to get them creeping back into this, trailing by 9. Norwood with the lead. And they've had it this entire half. In fact, they've had it since the 3-minute mark of the second quarter. So Norwood playing with the lead. You see Coach McDonald there in her yellow sweater. Mustangs colors here for her tonight. She gets her team set. Her team's at 4-1, 3-0 in the Tri-Valley League. That was a pass that looked like it went right to Daniels from King. Daniels looking to push. Doesn't go in, and Dedham the rebound. Got to make these layups here, and I'm sure that's something they focus on all the time. When you're shooting from 1 foot out, you got to make that shot.
And there's Damari Daniels again. Goes to the left hand.
Second time's a charm for Damari Daniels. We were talking about him missing that first field goal. He wasn't going to let the second one pass him by. He now has 7 points for Norwood.
Stangs playing some good man defense right now.
Got a foul underneath called on, looks like Daniels with a push is the call. That's his first of the game.
So Jaden Ryan checks in, Will Gamble checks out.
Gamble giving his team a lift, creating his own shot, going for 3, and playing excellent defense. Will Gamble, very impressed with his play so far out here tonight, Doc.
Yeah, those seniors have been stepping up, Josh. There's no doubt about it.
Joey Steves alive on the defensive end. An over-under attempted by Kevin King, and that ball was blocked out of bounds by Joey Steves. Dedham looking for the pass. Player we haven't seen yet tonight is Amir Smith-Watkins. Got an offensive foul there on him as he pushes off. Tries to go in. There's that nice block we're seeing by Steves on the replay. Stays with it, doesn't get the foul. Good job by him as Damari tries a three, doesn't go. Kevin King rips it off the glass, and he's looking to probably push this ball if they're going to try to get themselves back in this game down 11 points. A spin move by King, but Jay Mario is up for the challenge. Damari's going to run, looks it, keeps it himself, and another left-handed shot and in. Damari Daniels now leads Mustang scorers with 9 points.
Yeah, we saw this last year, Josh. You know, there's a point in the game where Damari Daniels can take over offensively, and we're starting to see some shades of that now.
And more importantly, he's pushed his Mustangs to their biggest lead of the game. That's 13 points. Dedham looking a little bit out of sorts here on the offensive end, especially with Jay Mario blocking it, but it does go out of bounds as Steves catches himself on the screen. Let's look at this play one more time. Stay with that ball. Don't even leave your feet. That's assuring yourself you're not going to get a foul if they fake you out. And look at those fans on the top over there. They are filling this barn. They are on the top. You can even see them on the top as we were looking before. Great for the spirit of this school. No shot, by the way. Foul before the shot.
Yep, that's that pervasive buzz. It's great to see. Great to see. So this will be King inbounding for the Marauders. He's had a great game tonight. We're number 2.
That foul on Stephen Reen, by the way, his first of the game, one of the Norwood senior captains. Playing great help defense right now on the inside. Looking for his man. And another foul called on Norwood. They're starting to rack them up a little bit here, Doc. That's going to be their 4th of the quarter.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a timeout here soon. So this is King to inbound again. Scouted by Damari Daniels.
Trap in the corner right there. That foul was on Damari Daniels before. As you see, Jay Mario, fronting number 5, Powers, who looks across, tries to find number 44, Stephen Baer, the center in for the first time. That was another turnover for Dedham. 1:49 to go here in the 3rd quarter. The pace of play for this quarter, a little bit slower than what we saw to end this first half. And that really is to Norwood's liking at this point. They don't feel the need to push unless they need to on turnovers. They're playing great defense in the half-court set against Dedham, which has really made all the difference. All right, right there, that was a foul on the hand as Damari, who actually had that ball, it was Jay Mario had that ball. And the foul is going to be on number 23.
So Jay Mario goes to the line.
Pardon me, the foul is on Matt Ryan, number 33, his 3rd of the game. Jay Mario in and out for him. His 2nd time to the line tonight. He is 1 for 3 so far. Looking to get that percentage up to 50%. Some of us do a little bit of math, Doc. Some of us do a lot, like you.
Well, it's a healthy lead as we wrap up the 3rd quarter here.
Front rim and out. 1 for 4 for the night for him at the line. Dedham still hanging in this one. They have 13 points to make up, though, here with 1:33 to go in the quarter. Setting his feet there was Jaden Ryan, knocked over. Offensive foul on Amir Smith-Watkins.
So Sam Tomasello checks in wearing number 14. Jaden Ryan is out. Looks like we're going to have Aiden Pryor as well.
Dedham's coach Chris Fraioli telling me before the game when his team won the TVL title 2 years ago, and last year they finished 10-10, 7-9 in the league, and they did qualify for the state tournament. He said the difference between last year's team and this year's team so far is that he graduated some good leaders. In his words, I graduated some good leaders. I asked him if he graduated some good scorers. He looked at me and smiled and said, I graduated some good leaders. That's a huge tell in terms of his team trying to come back here from 13 points down as we're wrapping up the 3rd quarter. And when you have a team like Dedham They haven't had a good start so far in terms of their record in the league. They're 0-4 in the TVL, losses to Medway, Bellingham, Norton, and Hopkinton. Some powers in that group. Their wins are all non-conference against Community Academy of Science and Health in Hyde Park. They also beat Coyle Cassidy, and they beat Norwell by 11. Good game for them. If they find their identity, it's going to be building some more leadership on this team. What do you think about the leadership for Norwood's team so far?
Oh, I agree, Josh, and I think, that's one of the things that Coach McDonald really did a good job of capitalizing on with this team. A lot of coaches may have gone younger. She didn't. She kept 11 seniors on this roster. And again, she's just a master of bringing out the best in you. She identifies your skills. She's going to put you in the position where you can be successful. That's what a good coach does, right?
It was 4 minutes ago. Norwood led by 11. It is 4 minutes later, and they lead by 13. The consistency that they've had in this quarter has not been about scoring. It's about making sure that Dedham doesn't score the basketball. They only have 6 points so far in this entire quarter.
Yeah, we see Coach Lepley teams are also very adept at that, Josh. They do the exact same thing. Once they get a lead on you, it's very hard to get that lead back. When you look at what the Marauders did well in the first half, in the first quarter, it was their shooting.
That's right. And Powers made 4 points. He had 4 points in the first. He hasn't made a shot since. That's a big tell as well.
Once the defense tightened up, that's when the problems began.
Damari takes the drive on his own, misses it. Powers with the rebound. Damari wants that back. He reached in. He shouldn't have. He knows it. That's his third foul. Looks like he's going to come out of the game here, and we're going to see Aiden Pryor sub in.
Yeah, it's so fun to watch this team evolve, this year's team, because again, as we said last year, we saw a very strong J. Mario playing both ways, very strong. We saw the fast game with Damari Daniels. This year they have everything, but they also have much stronger team defense, which is obvious tonight, particularly in the second quarter.
Jack Kelly's going to spell Damari Daniels for a little while, takes his spot. That's a tough assignment with Kevin King. But King pushes off, and the ref saw it on the side. That's an offensive foul, and a good job by Jack Kelly to hold his ground there and draw a foul from their most important player so far, who has 12 points, Kevin King, the leading scorer for all teams.
Again, smart basketball by the Mustangs. So Connor Sheehan comes in, Sam Tomasello goes out, Will Gamble is in as well, Stephen Reen.
No rushing. Nice patience here by Kelly and Reen. They realize these guys are scrambling, and then they push it up over to Connor. This could be a football game we're watching right now, but it's basketball. That's okay. As we've talked about, these are multi-sport athletes, some of them. Stephen Reen pulls for three off the back of the iron. 50-50 ball, and then a reach in by Connor Sheehan. He's going to get called for that foul.
Of course, Connor Sheehan, one of the great varsity football captains for the Mustangs. So Jaden comes in, Will comes out. The deficit remains at 13. 15.8 seconds to go in the third quarter.
All right, Dedham's got one play left. The shot clock is off, but yet the full court press is on for McDonald and the Mustangs. And they back off it a little bit, just kind of having a little light press here, making sure that they keep King honest. He wants this final shot, and he traveled. Call is travel with 6.7 seconds left. Great time for Norwood to push this lead, but first we're going to get a sub in quickly. Gamble in, and out comes Kelly. What do you go for here for your 6.7 seconds? You got a last shot planned up?
It's really interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually had Joey Steves take it.
Look at predicted it as it happens.
Look at the confidence they have in the sophomore. How impressive is that, Josh? He's a sophomore. That is fantastic. He doesn't play like a sophomore. He doesn't have a timid bone in his body. He is a confident player. So, saw him playing some great defense as well with the hands over the back tonight. They're fun to watch. So
to recap a little bit of what we've seen in the first three quarters, if you're just joining us now, Norwood trailed by 6 points after one. The score was 18-12. They got off to a slow shooting start. They also weren't playing the type of team defense they eventually did to take a 7-point halftime lead at 29-22. That lead extended from 7 now to 13 points as they are up 41-28 in the third quarter. For me, the third quarter, the second half so far, has essentially been about total control. The pace of play, man defense, not letting Dedham get great shots, and when they have had good shots, they haven't made them.
Correct. And as you said, it's very clear what the game plan will be for the fourth quarter. They're going to make the Marauders make those shots, which they haven't been really capable of doing, certainly not in the third quarter. Had a lot of trouble in the second quarter as well, so I think that's exactly what the Stanks will be doing.
And Fraioli's team, they're not afraid to give this a shot. You know that they're going to come out strong here and try to push the ball. They need points. They don't need them all right away, but they need to definitely try to cut into this lead sooner than later. If you have a couple minutes left and you're down double digits, that's going to be an extreme challenge.
Another thing, too, that's very important to point out, very few turnovers since the first quarter for the Mustangs, Josh. They played very tight team basketball.
Absolutely. Coach McDonald, by the way, her assistants, Paul Nimblett, Joe Meehan, one of our favorites, Ryan Quigley, Steve Burrell, Rick Vale, and Jim McDonald. A nice bench, great help, good team work ethic going on for the Mustangs. And one storyline we really haven't talked about yet, one of the players on the Mustangs is James Ugachukwu, his older brother. Let's talk about him. Thank God Ugachukwu,
yes,
an assistant coach for
what a great
the
story.
Dedham Marauders.
And of course, TG, thank God Ugachukwu was such an excellent athlete here at Norwood High School. Played football. I believe he played basketball as well. Excellent young man from a great family. I just love the storyline.
All right, so it's 43-30. Teams are trading baskets here. That ball off Powers and out of bounds. Will go back over to the Mustangs. 7:13 to go here in the fourth. Jaden's pretty fast, and he looks to push. Ball is stripped. A couple more Band-Aids earned. Stephen Reen on the ground. Boy, I've seen his dad. He's an excellent basketball coach in his own right. Lots of siblings, family basketball for the Reen family, one of the Norwood Gold families of basketball. Getting on the ground, getting dirty, and a heady play by him to call timeout and give his team a chance.
Yeah, you can see there's no shortage of hustle on this team at all. And it probably this is a timeout so that Coach McDonald can say, just reminding everybody what the game plan is for the rest of the way, making sure that you know what to do when you get the ball in your hands.
Quick timeout is good, and we see the cheer team out there along with all the fans packing the barn. Look at that whole left side of your screen right there. Those are supporters of this team, the mission of this team, the school. Nice to see basketball taking this form here, the support that it gets from the community. Come on down. There's a lot more home games left this season. Easy to find them on Norwood High School's website. Come support Coach McDonald, Coach Lepley, and their teams throughout the season. And, by the way, JV games, freshman games, they want you out there for those as well, especially if you have little kids playing basketball. Good for them to learn from some of these older kids how they handle themselves on the court. Extremely important to how they play on the court as well.
And of course, we've always had a fantastic youth basketball program, the famous NBA, Josh, that you were referring to. It's just a great kind of place for these players to learn the game and hone their skills.
Reen wants a three-point shot, wasn't there. J. Mario top. Reen looks to reset. 6 on the shot clock now, and Gamble launches and good.
Yeah, Will Gamble, there is no solution for that, right? The hot hand. Talking about senior leadership, he's had a fantastic night tonight, both ways.
Now 15 points for Will Gamble to lead all scorers. King, the best scorer so far with the ball for Dedham, has the best defender on him. Joey Steves does not give his ground, mans him up on D, gets him to miss the shot and the rebound. Excellent defense by sophomore Joey Steves. Hey, why not shoot it from the other side? Well, maybe that's why you don't shoot it from the other side. But I'll tell you, that is obviously in jest a great shot so far from Gamble. But turned around on the other side. First points of the night from Larry Lyman, the center.
And this is King bringing it back up.
King looking to push. A little bit of movement there. I'd like to see that play again. Steves tried to set his feet. We can show that one again. Kevin King coming into the lane, a little bit out of control, and it looks like Joey Steves not able to hold his ground and pushed back a little bit.
Joey Steve, his second of the game.
All right, substitution in now. Out comes Jaden Ryan. Into the game is Damari Daniels. Stephen Reen out of the game as well. And Kevin King at the line for the Marauders, trailing by 14 points.
Kevin King's such an exciting player to watch for the Marauders. Plays so well both ways.
There's that play I was describing before. I do think that Joey was moving his feet, tried to set them, but got pushed back a little bit, which is why you just saw him at the line for two, Kevin King, and why he made both shots there, getting the opportunity. Damari Daniels looking to push there with his left hand. He wants to come to that side. Kicks it over to the top for Steves. That ball is stolen by Powers, but goes back to the Mustangs. Jay Mario tries the two-handed dunk, and it does not go. He wanted it. He attempted it. It was there, and the fans loved it.
That was great.
We are calling looks like a technical foul. Looks like a technical foul. Jay Mario is as concerned and clueless about the call as I am. That looked clean to me. Why are you not allowed to dunk the ball?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to hear what the explanation is.
Somebody's going to have to explain this to me.
Are they saying that it was hanging on the rim?
But the fans love that Matt Ryan has now missed his fourth free throw of the game, only 1 for 5 so far. Unclear why the technical foul was called. Now the fans are into it. That's what they needed. Actually, had he made that dunk, they might not have been as into it. Matt Ryan makes his second free throw. It is now an 11-point game. I'll get an explanation at some point from you because that looked okay. I see what he was calling. He thought he held onto the hoop for too long, pulled himself up, perhaps a little bit of showboating, although to me it was more to steady himself than anything else, just so he didn't fall and hurt himself. But two different people's opinion on that.
Right, I would have to agree. And you can see where that's a sensitive one for the officials as well. So this is Larry Lyman at the line for the Marauders.
Fouls on Jack Kelly, Larry Lyman. Not the form he would have wanted there. I'm not calling that an air ball because I think it's skiffed off the side of the rim. Having said that, one he would want back. Hey, we got to give a shout out to our crew tonight, doing a fantastic job as always. We got Dunny there running the show, Brian Dunn, Mary Erickson, Tim Rose.
Along with Dan Gruber and Jake Wilkinson. What a great mix we have tonight of our returning college students. Tim Rose, of course, out at Syracuse University. Great to have all of our other students who are back from college as well.
All right, Lyman misses the second as well as the first. Norwood looking to push right here as best they can. And we've got Will Gamble looking a cross-court pass. Steves looks for the cutting Connor Sheehan. High off the glass, doesn't go. Kevin King yet another rebound.
Again,
he can play point guard, he can play point guard, and he can play inside-outside. Effective game for him, trying to keep his team in it. Go ahead, Doc. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you can see the Stanks continuing to move that ball around here in the fourth quarter, Josh.
All right, 4:52 left. Jaden Ryan, they're trying to get a little weave going here. Kill a little bit of the clock. A nice looking pass inside to Damari. Wisely elects to take it back out. A skip pass over to the side to Gamble. They're trying to use a little clock here, and they have 7 on the shot clock now. Gamble inside, Sheehan, he's going to take a 3, contested, and there is a foul called on Gamble. An offensive foul. They're claiming that he stuck his foot out after the shot. It looks like he knocked his knee against Kevin King's knee. An interesting call, an offensive foul, not one we see too often. We'll see the replay on this, hopefully, and see if we agree with this call. It is the same official who has been calling things that, well, we'll just say that that was the same official who called the hanging on the rim a little bit earlier. Let's watch and see if he kicks his leg out. He may have here. It's hard to see. Okay, it's a little bit off out of frame, so it's going to be hard to know. Bottom line is there was an offensive foul called on Will Gamble. And so the ball goes back over to the Marauders, who trail by 11 with 4:28 to go.
Will Gamble, of course, was fighting. Didn't want to come out of the game, but Steve Green goes in for him.
Powers misses the shot. Steve's pressure on. Teammates let him know about it. Dedham, aggressive defense here, trying to get themselves back in this game. Just about halfway through as we cut through here in the fourth quarter of this game. 46-35, Mustangs lead in Damari Daniels for 3.
Big 3.
That's his first 3 of the game. Likes to shoot the 3 ball. That's his first of the game. He currently has 12 points.
Gotta love that pass through the defender's legs on the last possession as well, Josh.
Can't go through him, need to go around him. That try by Powers to go through him did not happen. Mario with excellent defense. Norwood trying to reset. McDonald trying to tell her guys, hey, spread out. Damari again, it does not go. Rebound over to Dedham. Number 3 on the rebound is Ryan Kelleher, who had a 3 of his own before and makes another one there. It's going to be a timeout. Kristen McDonald did not like that sequence of events. Dedham pulls to within 11.
Yeah, you can see the coach is absolutely, there was, as you said, there's something that she didn't like about that last sequence. Again, doing a good job of stopping any change in momentum. The last thing we want is for the Marauders to regain the hot hand here in the fourth quarter. So
I would describe this as a fiery speech from Coach McDonald, trying to make sure that her guys know they need to hold this lead. They need to not take ill-advised shots. Any chance they can get for an open one is fine, but no quick shots here. Killing the clock is important, up 11 with about 4 minutes to go in the game.
yeah, she's done a great job of keeping their heads in the game, you know, thus far. As we said, there've been very few turnovers by the Mustangs, so it'll be fun to watch the rest of the way.
And the people of Norwood have high expectations of Kristen McDonald and her ability after 4 state titles in her 10 years in Braintree, changing that program around, making sure the kids of Braintree understand, boys and girls, what is at stake. This is the 4th and final game of the homestand. They so far are 2-1 on this homestand. Wins over Walpole and Ashland, a loss by 1 point to Canton. They have 6 on the road coming up. Hey, follow this team around, by the way. You don't just have to come up here to the school on the hill to watch them. They have games that aren't too far away. Jam the Gym in Westwood on Friday night if you can. And then the next game after that is Canton. Not too far to drive and a great thing to do with the kids.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to watch the rest of the season. I think they're going to be right there at the end.
Jaden Ryan looking for the open man. He found him. That's Joey Steves. A little bit stuck in the corner. Tries to get it into Jay Mario. Nice defense by Stephen Bear. An excellent defense by Jaden Ryan. Back to Bear. Bear scores his first 2. Dedham's here to play. That's an ill-advised pass and an easy layup by Powers. How about another timeout, Coach? And she gets one there.
All of a sudden, we're down to a 7-point deficit. Just under 3 minutes to go. Time to regain the focus.
Yeah, it's only 49-42 right now. A little bit wild there from what we saw and that sequencing of events. A little run here for Dedham. You knew it was going to come at some point. It was a 49-35 lead. This is currently a 7-0 Dedham run to try to get themselves right back in this game.
Yeah, the words were barely out of our mouths about the lack of turnovers, and all of a sudden now.
And watch it, you're going to see one right here. Jaden's kind of pushed into the corner there, makes a bit of a lazy pass over to Damari, and it's stolen easily by Powers for his first 2 points of the second half. He now has 6 for the game, the senior does. Overall here, drawing up plays to show the consistency and not to try to rush things, but up 7. This is currently still anybody's game. 10 fouls for the home team, so you know that Dedham is going to the line for 2 every time there's a foul, whether it's on the floor or whether they are shooting a shot.
Yeah, and that's an important fact. It's going to be about ball control, certainly the rest of the way. I think you're going to see the Mustangs being a little bit more selective in terms of where it's going, where that shot is going to be. Should be fun to watch the rest of the way.
Coach Fraioli saying to us for Dedham before the game, I think my team can get a stop when they need one, and here's where we're going to find that out. He already has in his last couple plays and has got some turnovers for this 7-0 run. His team, however, is down 7, does not have the ball. Going to go with a full court press. Joey looking to find somebody. He does. That's Stephen Reen, but a play to the ball for Kevin King, and it's off King.
That was a big
Dedham
play.
doesn't like that call, but it is their ball still Norwood. However, the clock does not reset. Keep that in mind. Norwood still has to get the ball over the timeline here. They give it to Will Gamble back in the game. The lefty does make his way around for a little time and a little pressure. Stephen Reen with the ball, looking to kill some clock, Doc.
And they're doing a very good job of finding the open man so far. Trying to work it inside to Jim Mario, and they do.
That's a huge bucket for Jay Mario to stop the bleeding and push his team back to a 9-point lead with 2:19 to go in the game. Here's where you don't foul if you don't have to. Now, if somebody's cutting in the lane, you do, but do not foul on a shot on the outside. I'm sure that Coach McDonald has told her team that. It's aggressive defense. It's not fouling defense. And Kevin King for 3 is off the mark. The rebound, long rebound by Will Gamble looking to push. Okay, and in the passing lane is a nice job there. Hustling by Matt Ryan, however. Ball off Dedham, goes back to Norwood, under 2 minutes to go in the game.
Yeah, as you said, that's excellent leadership by number 33, Matt Ryan. He's had an excellent game on both sides of the ball. That's just plain hustle.
Reen looking at inbound. Daniels has the ball. 23 seconds left on the shot clock. Shouldn't be in any hurry. Crossover dribble and a shot. Call is a travel by the official. Did not look like a travel to me, I have to say. I am now questioning this official for the 3rd time so far this quarter. Can you tell that I'm a coach? And a nice shot there by Powers, taking it all the way in and cutting the lead to 7 now. 1:38 to go. Reen, good handle, gets it across the timeline, trying to kill a little clock on this side now. Don't need a shot here, need a good possession. They find J. Mario. Looking across, hands up on defense. Joey thought about it, dribbled in and nailed the lefty shot. Joey Steves with a huge bucket, his 2nd of the game for the sophomore. Showing some maturity there on this team.
A lot of ice. Joey ice tonight for sure.
Powers misses, the rebound is J. Mario. Now we are just about at 1 minute to go here in the in the game, second half. 9-point lead for the Mustangs. It's playing keep away. Steves looks, and that should be the game. 51 seconds left. I'm calling it with 12 to go. Norwood's just got to have good possessions here. Dedham's probably going to start fouling. They are trying to give the foul to Damari, but instead they get what looks like a nice steal for them. 38 seconds to go, but they're down 12 points. Going to be hard to make up the difference. A wild shot for Powers, can't go. Steve's holding it out. Now Reen's got the ball. Dedham just looking to kind of end this game without any more bleeding. Looking for a foul, doesn't happen, and there is a foul to give for Ryan Kelleher on the arm. Doc, that was a frantic minute and a half of basketball. It looked like Dedham could have forced the issue, down 7. Instead, Norwood pushes to 12.
How impressive was that? J. Mario gets the big 2 and they need it. Then they go to the sophomore Joey Ice, who drains 2. You know, within the waning moments of the game, that was impressive. This is good team basketball, Josh.
It sure is. Now we're at 21 seconds left. Shot clock is off. Dedham realizes there's no need to foul, but there's a turnover made. You never want to see that. Tries to go up, and Powers makes the shot. That is his 3rd consecutive for the team. Now with 10 points and another. Dedham's not stopping. I will give a lot of credit to Coach Fraioli and his team. A 10-point loss, sure, but they hustled to the end. So the final score of this game, Norwood wins their 2nd consecutive game, 3 of 4 on this homestand. Final score is 56-46. Norwood beats Dedham on this floor as the crowd empties and the players shake hands. A respectful move by all involved. Nice, hard-fought game. Some of these players know each other not so far away. We just saw the assistant coach, of course, there's TG.
So great to see. Yeah,
congratulating Coach McDonald. The head coaches congratulate each other. Doc, continue. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
So no, that was impressive. You know, we started to say earlier on, Josh, it would have been very easy for Coach McDonald to come in and maybe go with some youth. But what she did was, you know, she's found certain players to fit within her system. Obviously, that system is working well. I think this team is built for the long haul, Josh. If you look at the style of basketball that they play, struggle shooting in the first quarter, but that didn't bury them. You know, played good D, made some adjustments in the paint, come out shooting in the 3rd quarter and in the 4th quarter. And I think one of the real hallmarks of the confidence they have in this team is that J. Mario doesn't have to be the big man all the time anymore. He can get the 2 late in the 4th quarter, but they play a real true team brand of basketball.
They certainly do. Balanced scoring here for the Mustangs. Forgive my math if I mess this up as I try to add it up as I'm looking at it. Leading scorer for the Mustangs looks like it was probably Damari Daniels with 12, but nice balance as you talked about. J. Mario with 11 points. You would see him being the leading scorer in the past. He doesn't have to shoulder that load. And Damari, who scores 20 points at times, He has 12 points. That shows the balance on this team and what Coach McDonald is showing with this team.
Excellent. And then when you get a night like that from Will Gamble, the senior, you get a night like that from Joey Steves. Steve Reen had a great game tonight as well. All the Norwood subs played well. I also want to give a shout out to, the Marauders had an excellent night, particularly number 2, King. He is some kind of high school basketball player.
He certainly is. And forgive me for Will Gamble. Family and friends are watching at home, or if you watch the replay of this, Will actually led the scorers with 14. Had a hot second half with those 2 threes and 2 points as well. Overall, this team now moves to 5-1 on the season, an impressive start for them. They are currently undefeated in this conference, something that is a goal for Kristen as she gets her team set here. You can win your conference games. You have a chance to move on up through, get yourself a state tournament bid. No reason to not start talking about that now, even in the early part of the season. This is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I agree. And she has an excellent and very deep bench. The scoring has been really impressive, as we said, particularly in the second quarter on. You get that kind of level of equal contribution from your whole bench. I mean, you're really built for the tournament.
All right. So what we saw, we liked 56-46 your final. Norwood wins this game by 10. Here at home, they go to 6 games on the road. An impressive game here and a great second half for the Mustangs. For Doc Crowley, I'm Josh Brogadier, and all of our crew, we thank you for watching Norwood Community Media, and have a great night.